Hey y'all, it's Erin from the Underground Railroad. You are tuning in to another great show on the Four Eyed Radio Network. To listen to more of this show and other great shows, tune into www.foureyedradio.com.
That's right, kids. This is your good pal Steve-O from 4i Radio Network. I'm here to talk about a great person. Now, think about it. Who are you going to call when your logo looks like shit? You want a kick-ass logo. You want people to see your logo and go, you know what? That's an awesome logo. I wonder who did that logo. Well, I'll tell you who could do your logos for you. Check out Raven Designs. Special care of your work. Special inquiries, check her out. She's got everything. Ravencruise.com is the place to go because you want a kick-ass logo. You want to stand above the rest. I guarantee it. You hear this song in the background, you know these guys have a kick-ass logo. It's a recognizable logo, and I guarantee it if Raven was back in that time period, she probably would have made it for them. And they would have been like, hells yeah, people know who we are because we got Raven Designs behind us. Check out Ravencruise.com if you want a kick-ass logo for business cards. Maybe you want to put it on a car. These guys did. Maybe you want to put it on your building. You want something kick-ass. You want something that people can see and just go, this is awesome. Check out Ravencruise.com. And you know what? Do it. Do it right now. You got nothing else going on for you right now. Get a kick-ass logo. Check out her artwork, Ravencruise.com.
Hi. I'm back. Yes. So, once again, we're joined by the lovely Sarah.
Hi.
And Noodlebee, our Natalie Bear is here. And myself, Erin. Mark could not join us because, he's Mark Norman. So, whatever.
Yeah. Show tonight somewhere.
He's like a leaf in the wind. You never know where he'll land.
Where that crazy
kind of like a plastic bag in a way.
Yeah.
Way too elegant.
Totally full
or a used condom. You never know where you'll find one of those.
In the wind?
Ever.
A used condom stuck on a tree branch billowing in a dirty alleyway.
That a cat is licking. Anyway, so we miss you, Marcus. Hopefully next time.
Yes, next time. So let's get right down to it.
Pass him a copy.
I want to start with the past few weeks. I've been on a lot of job interviews, and I haven't really been interviewing for jobs in a while. So it's been interesting to see what interviewing is like again. The first two I was on were pretty normal, pretty standard stuff that I was used to.
Awesome.
Then there was a posting. One of my friends on Facebook had posted a thing about our tiny little airport in Mesa had jobs.
Spirit Airlines.
And I went to their website, and one of the jobs they had posted was flight attendant. So I was like,
hells yeah.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I live my dream of being a 1960s flight attendant.
You'd be so cute.
But so I filled out the application, and of course, there's things that I answered to it. I was like, yeah, of course I'd be up for relocating, and sure, I'll do 6 weeks unpaid training in another state. And I'm like, fuck that shit.
Unpaid, huh?
Yeah. But I said yes.
My honey roasted peanuts.
Because I'm like, I'm sure I get, I've never heard of untrained trained
Untrained penis. My favorite.
I've never heard of
not my
unpaid
favorite.
training. So that just seemed weird.
There should be training for penises.
I
think that's what girls are for.
Oh.
We train the penis to do
that's
what we
what
want.
free porn online is for.
Oh
No, you can't
no.
go with that.
No, you don't.
No.
You're wrong, Erin. You're just wrong.
I've never had to train a penis.
It's like train your dragon.
Wow.
You're riding it, right?
So what you're saying is they're just like wild penises in the wilderness. They attack Viking towns, and then somebody catches one finally, and they're like, "I'm going to train
the
this
penis."
penis."
Pillage the village, right?
Actually,
And all
that's a great
the other-
analogy.
and
That's
all-
a great
That is
analogy.
And all the
basically
other
how it
Vikings
goes.
are scared of the penises until somebody shows them, "No, this is how you can use
This is
the
how you
penis."
properly use the penis.
Yeah, exactly. You don't just willy-nilly.
Actually,
penis is-
speaking of Vikings,
I was about to say the
Pun
penis is
intended.
more afraid of you than you are of it. So
speaking of Vikings, though, there was some like archaeology shit that went down, and
is that the technical term?
yeah,
Science, you
it is. I'm a scientist.
Guy gets on the mic. Listen, we found some Viking shit.
Bullshit.
Okay.
Some, yeah.
But it turns out from some of this evidence that has been brought to the table, it looks like more of the Viking warriors were actually women.
I'm pulling it up.
So
right
it's
now.
all about training that dragon penis.
Oh yeah. No, women
but-
are crazy motherfuckers.
So weird interviews, untrained penis training, and everything. And
Vikings.
they sent me this email and they were like, "Hey, thanks for your application. If you're still interested, please respond to us within the next 24 hours via a one-sided video interview."
Oh.
So the camera on my computer does not work because my computer is terminally ill.
You're all naked.
So I had
Except for like a name
Viking
tag.
hats.
so I had to actually download an app on my phone and then sit there with my phone and me and
Why didn't you just... You have
These-
an iPhone. Why didn't you just record a video?
because there was a specific app that they wanted you to use because they prompt you with a question and you read the question and then you have 60 seconds in your video time to answer that question. So you can like stop the recording, delete it, re-record it.
Oh, that's not fair.
And everything, but you only have
That's
60
cheating.
seconds. So 5 questions, 60 seconds per each question. And some of them are like, they're really dumb. It's like, tell me a little bit about yourself. So I'm answering it, 60 seconds telling them about myself. I'm like, oh, okay. And then it's like, oh, why do you think you would be good for this job? And oh, what does customer service and professionalism mean to you? And like dumb shit like that.
I like getting high.
Because I'm awesome.
Well,
Because I'm awesome.
Yeah.
So the thing though is like here I am like watching myself as I'm recording myself answering these questions. And the first 3 I just raced through and was like send. And then I started getting like kind of like, oh God, I look goofy and like, oh, this lighting's kind of weird. Let me turn to this angle. And then I was like, oh, they probably don't want to see my friend's 5-year-old like puppet art that's hanging on my refrigerator or like a dog that isn't even mine on my refrigerator and like other
just in front of your refrigerator.
well I was at the only place that I had decent lighting at this point in the evening was in my kitchen. So you know
Aaron, this is when you always do your interviews behind a pirate flag.
right. Well, and the funny thing was is I had told my parents about this the other day, and my dad came up with this idea of like, well, what if you could like create an app that for things like this you could like put in a background, so all of a sudden it's like you're on the moon or you're interviewing in the middle of like the NASA database or you're in Mordor or you
So
know
you're
just
trying to be like
Yeah.
The character Barney Stinson in How I Met Your Mother, where he shows his internet or his video like interview thing, and it's just a bunch of like random stuff. Like there's like a scene where it's an avalanche, but it's all dropping the words "awesome." Like
Oh, nice.
and then he's like,
it's like a PowerPoint
Yeah, he's like-
presentation
it's
behind him.
kind of like
rating the words awesome.
And he's just like in the it's like rating words awesome. It's like people snowboarding, just all the stuff. It's him like on a motorcycle in the middle of nowhere riding a horse, but like the background is like a green screen thing. So
But so like here it's like totally weird for me, somebody who like I think the last interview I was on in the past 3 years, it was a job that I already knew I had because my friend was hiring me for it.
oh yeah.
So when I finally met with like the owner, they were just like, "Oh,
shoe in.
like when can you start?" So like this is like the past 2 weeks has been like me actually going on real interviews for the first time in like 3 years. So when I'm like discovering that companies are having you do phone video interviews and not even Skype. Like I've heard that people do Skype interviews, and even one of my friends had said like those have been awkward for her because of the delay. But I'm like, no, I don't even get the satisfaction of like the person sitting across from me laughing at how charming and awesome I am. It's just like me being like, God, I look good, So it's interesting because I want to be a fly on the wall in the room of whoever actually gets to watch not just my 5-minute video, but everybody's. Two, it's a little bit, it's interesting too with this because I know like there have been job postings where they ask you like in addition to your resume and a cover letter for a photo of yourself. And usually this video, in a sense, too, though, no other companies do it as well. And this video, too, though, as well as like sending a photo of yourself, it kind of borderlines on the like discrimination of like age and sex and race. Because if somebody sees your photo and they're like, oh, well, fuck, this girl's hot, and you're not even qualified for the job, they might interview you just based on your photo.
Well, remember when I was unemployed for a couple weeks? Sorry. I was unemployed for a couple weeks. I remember I was telling you, I started putting out all those resumes.
Yeah.
I mean, and I put out hundreds. I mean, like every single day, 3 or 4 hours a day, it was just shooting out resumes, one after the other, going on Craigslist, going on jobbing.com, just shooting them out there. Within like 24 hours of doing that, I was like, oh, wait, I should put a picture on here. Because a lot of them were coming back like, do you have a photo of yourself? Or I wasn't getting replies at all. And so I was like, I'm just going to reply to this posting, and I'm going to put all my information on there, attach my resume, but then at the bottom have a picture of myself. You remember I was getting like within days.
Yeah.
I was unemployed for 3 days, and I had like 6 or 7 interviews just lined up immediately, and then kept getting more and more and more. You put your photo on there, it's that whole idea of like you're not wasting their time because they have to bring people in, look at you. If you can't dress yourself, if you
but the thing is too though is like
so if you stop sending in the picture with me wearing a wife beater saying I hate the blacks.
Yeah, it's interesting. Actually, it depends on the jobs you're applying for.
It sucks though because it's cut off because it says I hate the black album at the bottom, but they're just seeing black. So
that's tricky. You should probably edit that photo.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
But no, the EEOC they hire people that are unqualified, but because they're black or Hispanic and they need that diverse, which is fucked up because it's all about your skin color and not about your real qualification.
I worry too though that they get a picture of some like cute young thing, whether it be female or male, and they're just like, oh, this person's really attractive. They don't have any work history, but let's just hire them where, maybe somebody's a little older, but has all the qualifications.
It's probably not. We would hope that it's not that bad, but I think like if they're going to look at
it is pretty bad.
If they look at 2 people with the exact same resume and one's better looking than the other, that makes sense. Because at least I mean,
But what if they're stuck inside a cubicle all day and nobody gets to look at them anyways?
There's a 12.
Look at the people that you're working around.
Yeah.
They want
like my friend applied to like the
personal
fire department, and there was a 12-year wait.
Who applied to the fire department?
It was this guy Zach that I know.
You can say his last name. It's okay.
Don't.
I was trying to think of.
Also, give out his phone number.
I was trying to think of
Social Security.
Zach.
Our friend Zach Galifianakis.
No, Zach.
Actually, I know a guy
from
who
Saved
looks
by the Bell.
exactly like
Morris.
Zach Morris.
Zach Morris. It was his name, but he was trying to apply for the fire department, but there was a 12-year wait because he was basically white. But like a black person, hate to say it, gets in 2 weeks later.
No. See,
who's not even qualified for the position.
I think you're fine with that because I said this too. A lot of people are, and I'm not. This has nothing to do with race or anything like that. But it does do with business. Where I say like you girls have more of a chance of getting the same job that I do just because you guys are female.
See, and that's not entirely true. Though. There's been a ton of articles put out about even recently. There's been articles put out about like someone named Jose who dropped the S, so it just came out as Joe. And all of a sudden, after like a month of applying for all these jobs and never getting any callbacks whatsoever, he drops the S in his name, so it just says Joe, and then his last name immediately starts getting callbacks.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Depending on if it's
there was a guy named
corporate.
Kim. There was a guy named Kim who had years of technical service experience and of the computer type stuff, and that's a male-driven industry. His first name is Kim. And he started realizing, like, he quit his job. He was, like, super stoked. And he's like, I'm going to go find this other job. I'm going to get better pay, blah, blah, blah. He goes, like, a month and a half, 2 months with 0 callbacks, nothing. And he's like, I wonder if, and he puts
needs to go by Kim.
He puts Mr. Kim in front of his name and immediately starts getting callbacks. So it's not, you can't just say, like, that whole generalization.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that whole generalization.
For positions where it's going to be a lot of interaction with the public, yes, females are.
But then there's one thing too of like, okay, like what you said.
I'm saying, okay, if you and I applied for a receptionist job, you're going to get picked before I do.
I'm just saying, like, there are...
Until they realize how horribly awkward she is in social situations.
Yeah,
and then they're going to be like, fuck, why didn't we hire that guy who was really funny?
So aggressive. Why?
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
come in. I have an appointment. That's
the thing is, like,
great.
there's discrimination up and down. I mean, the name one itself.
Yeah.
I mean, they did the article that I read was stating that in general, people with Latino names or African American names like Shaniqua, names that aren't your normal basic, like Sarah, Aaron, Robert, like your normal Steve.
Well, I go by Steven, which people get confused because they're like, how is it spelled? I'm like, the German spelling. People will either say Stefan, and I'm like, that's not how it's spelled. And I'm
you should go by Stefan.
No.
Stefan.
I call him Stefan.
But the thing is,
I
they're
hate
saying
Stefan.
like people discriminate even when it's just on paper with your name. They're discriminating against names.
Well, that's what the EEOC is for. Is they're trying to make sure that there's equal opportunity. But at the same time, there's people that are way more qualified, but they're just basing it off the way they look.
And that's like, I'm thinking about
like
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's sad.
I mean,
well, and I'm thinking specifically about a 5-minute video that I filmed of myself answering really dumb questions.
Were you wearing a low-cut top?
No.
You didn't push up your cleavage or anything?
No, because like I had just gotten home.
I do all the time and I have to do that V-neck.
I had just gotten home from like another interview.
Anonymous mask.
I was. But like I had just gotten home from like another. I had just gotten home from like another interview and like checked this email. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, let me just whip this out quick because it says 24 hours. Well, tomorrow at this time, like, oh, I'm going to still be at work and shit. Like, let me just get this over with now. 5 minutes, whatever, I can do that. But the fact that, like, it's me awkwardly filming myself, well, balls, how do they know that, like, I didn't hand the camera to my, like, super hot mom, and that's, like, totally professional and awesome, and have her do the 5-minute video. Like, I mean...
Well, I think they're
going to know when they meet you.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, though. They're using this video as a way to, like, weed things out. But then it's like, well, what if I show up, and they're like, oh, fuck, this is the girl that we, like...
It's kind of like catfish.
We're hoping for. Yeah. Like, there's...
Like
it's totally... I totally should catfish this.
We should totally do this. You want me to go in for your interview?
Well, I don't know.
No, seriously. Like blonde hair, white skin. This girl's all brown. Have you go in and just like scare the shit out of them.
Well, I mean, it might be nice to like get
I look like a terrorist,
involved
right?
with the airlines.
No, Mark's not
you
here.
Don't. Chipotle.
Remember.
Come on, you're Mexican.
Where's Mark? I need someone to say racist things to me.
The other.
Okay, hold on. Shut up, Chipotle!
Chipotle.
The other interesting thing I had while interviewing was the woman who was interviewing me was more nervous about the interview than I was.
I love that.
That's the
I
worst.
hate it.
love that.
I hate it.
I own it. I'm just like, this is easy. I love it when they make mistakes. I love it when they like stutter. It actually fuels me.
She
it
was
makes
like
me feel
pulling
more
on her
comfortable.
fingers and like rubbing on her pants.
So you
and
thrive on other people's insecurities.
I do.
Awesome.
I really
No,
do because I'm already insecure on my own. But to see that someone else is and not all like astute and like bitchy and like
see, I think
ready to cut me down like a blade of grass and like
I think
love
my
it.
issue with it
Love
is
it.
the fact that like I already am very secure with myself and very confident.
Yeah.
And I already like own
you kind of
everything, and I
knowing you.
already deal with people who are like not as qualified for me as me, but like working in a higher up position than me.
Yeah.
So like that kind of shit like kind of irritates me.
Oh.
So like this girl though was like like my age-ish, like she couldn't have been over 32, so like in my age bracket, and she was so nervous that I ended up just being really casual and like goofy with her.
Good.
So like,
Oh, you were trying to make her comfortable.
yeah.
Which is awesome too.
Like a reverse interview.
That's
Yeah, so
gonna-
I'm like cracking jokes and just being like definitely like my normal personality where like, in an interview I might like reserve some of that, make a few jokes, but not like to the not to the extent that like I was very casual with her.
Snatch, bitches.
Yeah, you know.
She's like, please put your skirt back
I
on.
made her take a Snapchat with me, and I asked her if we could have a selfie together, and I could post it on like their Facebook page, and you know, and just kidding, none of that happened.
I wish she did. That would have been amazing.
But yeah, so it was just like, oh, like I probably won't get that job because I was like too chill. But I was chill because she was like freaking out.
Yeah.
I was like,
I love that.
It all depends.
I
Though, 'cause,
thrive
I
on
mean,
that.
I for some strange reason I can knock it out of the park with every interview. Like, and I've always taken. I use this. It's funny, as bad as it sounds. It's like I use the same material for like. I use my jokes in an interview. These are like the interview jokes. So when they're always like, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" I'm like, "Hopefully alive."
prison.
Yeah.
And they're always all like,
dude, I had an interview where the woman was like, you know, we've had issues in the past with like girls sleeping with other associates, just like looking straight at me.
Whoa.
And I was like, that's really not.
Did you
my
just call me a
jam.
slut?
Basically
She basically called you a slut.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 100% conservative. My hair was
yeah.
This interview, brought all my like fancy paperwork.
But you know,
And
that's
she's like-
because she's the slut and doesn't want competition.
Boosh.
Called it.
she's like, any young guys come in, they're mine.
Yeah.
So, bitch.
There's
I
only
was
one
like, what do you want me
slut
to say? That
in
I'm
this office.
Catholic? Wait,
Yeah.
that's probably not the best thing. To say.
I'm a
No.
lesbian.
You
Don't worry
shouldn't
about it.
bring up
Yeah.
religion and
No,
That's
I
really
had a-
not my jam. I don't like to do
I had
that.
probably
It was
one of the
awkward.
best interviews of my life. Only reason why is because I was stoned
I remember this.
out of my gourd. And it was amazing because like
Dude, I was high when I got my job with Starbucks. It was the first time I'd had a pot brownie, and it didn't kick in until like an hour and a half later.
oh yeah, that's
So
right.
while I was sitting there in the middle of the interview,
That's
started
awesome.
giggling and then catching myself giggling and be like, I got like super serious.
Yeah.
I knew that they knew that something was up, but I got the job.
Yeah, no, I got the job too because I was like so laid back. I'm like leaning back in my chair, like, what do you want?
Yeah.
What can I do for you?
I remember how you getting stoned before your interview happened, though.
Yeah, so like I am getting ready to leave the house and I wanted to hit like a little, because we used to smoke rollies. And there was like
cigarettes for those out there who don't know.
Thank you, Erin.
We would roll our own cigarettes.
Now you sound
Right.
like
Tobacco
It's a thing.
cigarettes.
It's a thing. You guys.
Tobacco
now you
cigarette.
sound like me when I have to explain 56K modems.
Yeah.
Stop
What?
talking.
Yeah, that's enough.
Just stop.
When did you learn Korean?
Or it was like, kids, back in the day, we had these things called rollies.
Yeah. Well, so
Yeah.
we would roll our own
We call
cigarettes.
them bum cigarettes.
We don't know
Yeah.
what our demographic is on this.
We
little
don't.
podcast,
No,
so we don't know who we're
I'm sure
talking
it's a
to right
miasma
now.
of
Lonely
awesome. Thank you, fans.
30-year-old men.
Cool.
But
Hey.
hey, I'll take. Oh, yeah.
Take one.
But yeah, no. So like, I pluck out a nice fat rollie from the ashtray, and I'm like, oh god, I just need one drag from the cigarette, and I'm on my way. And so I like light it, and I take a big hit. Like it's just like,
Oh,
like
you didn't
sucking.
know.
I didn't know it was a
the
joint.
roach
It was
our
a
friend
roach.
left in our ashtray the night before.
And I'm like, oh yeah, that was awesome. I mean, shit, I have an interview to do. So like, I am higher than tube socks, and I am just like on my way, like
The
totally.
name of a band.
Quote that. Higher than tube socks?
Oh gosh,
That is
Hashtag.
the name of our band.
it was
Hash
awesome.
browns.
It was awesome. It was hash brownies all the way. But no, yeah. So I get to the interview, and I am like cool as a cucumber, just like leaning back in my chair, like, what can I do for you? And she's like asking me questions. I mean, the thing lasted like 2 minutes because I was just like dominating it. Like every question she answered, I'm like, boom.
So you had like no
Anxiety, no anxiety, just like
After
felt
the
loose.
end of every answer, she's like, boom.
Aaron, you should do that.
No, it was pretty crazy. Like I got hired immediately, and it wasn't like that great of a job. But
No, yeah.
it was like some call center.
They're like, hi, welcome to Kinko's.
I think actually it's funny. Is like I think if I did show up
Kinko's is
sober,
not a bad job.
I probably
Have you ever
wouldn't have
worked
gotten
at Kinko's?
hired because
No.
they want.
So you don't know.
I think
Yeah, I remember
People-
some of your coworkers
Like,
at that.
Oh,
joint.
you're just on marijuana. We need you to kind of pick
like,
it up.
we need you to pick up
maybe
the
some
pace.
crack.
You wanna take a handful of Vicodin before you come to your
marijuana's
next shift.
a nice start, but let's get you on something.
That's
else.
only a gateway drug. So if you're going to be employed here, we really need you to start hitting the hard stuff.
I know what that-
You should go check out our
Coke.
check out our concession stand. We've got a heroin, a plethora of prescriptions.
Check out the vending machine.
You
There's
know,
some meow meow.
yeah,
And some
and there's some cake batter in there
Vicodin,
too.
some opiates. Enjoy. Yeah.
But yeah,
a
job
wonderful
interviews,
Monday.
man. You know,
Huh?
Have a wonderful Monday.
Yeah.
too. It's always interesting because I know, like, when I go into an interview, I always make sure to dress nice and all that and all that. And then when I start working for them, it's like over a matter of days, like, I go in looking nice but a little funky.
Yeah.
And then I go in a little funkier until, like,
testing the limit.
and then until I'm, like, in there in my, like, tattered, like, torn up pantyhose with, like, my hair all crazy, wearing a dinosaur t-shirt and, like, some cut-off shorts. And by that point, they already know what a great employee I am, so they don't give a shit about how I'm dressed.
I know. I mean, I did get talked to about not washing my hands.
That's true. But
That
you
was
weren't
important.
doing anything.
That's hygiene.
But I didn't touch anything dirty, so I didn't really feel like I
She's
needed
like,
to.
my snatch is like a garden.
Full of soil and worms.
Dig it.
Gross.
Aaron.
That means you're
Worm.
good and fertile, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Stop talking.
Worms in your soil means it's fertile.
Not in your vagina.
Yeah.
Okay, but I was talking about
that
the
analogy
worms.
is so
equates
disgusting.
to sperm.
I was talking about the
Never mind.
garden.
I was saying like
Okay,
soil and
not-
seeds. Soil and seeds. That's fertile. Worms, disgusting.
No, you want worms in your
Unless they're
soil.
gummy.
for your
Okay.
kids
Unless
to
they're
grow.
gummy.
Okay,
Gummy
in
worms,
your
then we're
actual
good.
physical garden where
Yes.
you're growing.
That's what I'm
fruits.
talking
This
about.
analogy is
Okay.
disgusting.
Yes, it is, but that's what I'm saying.
And yet I'm strangely turned on.
You too?
Well, now.
Well, you're just thinking about fingers.
More like fisting.
Oh,
Sorry.
Damn.
Oh,
Double or one?
triple
None of your
if possible.
Triple.
That is none
Oh,
of your
wait,
business,
sorry.
Steven.
Sorry.
No, it is my
I
business.
don't
I
negotiate with terrorists.
am not a terrorist.
Sure.
First off, I'd be the worst terrorist ever.
Heirist?
Terrorist.
Oh, terrorist.
I heard Eris.
I know. I'm like,
I'd be the
you're
worst.
right.
yeah,
terrorist
you're pretty
ever.
bad. I'd only give a
bad.
goat and maybe like a used tampon for you.
They're like, "Are you a terrorist?" I'm like, "No, I'm an heiress."
They'd be like, oh, wait, are you related to Paris Hilton?
Yeah, right.
Be like, no, I'm a better heiress than Paris.
Oh my god, are you
Oh my
a
God.
terrorist?
Oh my God.
State
That's
48.
hot.
That's
That is so hot.
Oh my
So
God.
I went to
That
the
is so hot.
airport and had a goat, and they said I was an heiress, and I was like, "No,
Does she smoke a lot too?
her no."
Paris
That's the
Hilton?
sad
I
part.
have no idea.
She's just dumb.
No, just yours. Your
Mine.
mom's.
I think she just dyed her hair too much, maybe. A lot of nail polish.
Oh,
I
that,
don't know
all
what
those
she did.
fumes.
She's not irrelevant anymore, is she?
Nope. She's actually really successful now. She has like a whole chain of like boutiques and shit. I don't know. She decided.
She got herself someone to manage her money for her,
Yep.
and they invested it into very lucrative
Sammy!
business ideas.
So that
She
was
could only get so
kinda-
much money for vagina shots in her limo.
Oh, that's right. She did
Crotch
that.
shots.
Crotchety, crumb, crotchety,
Yeah.
crotchety.
You know they make
crumb,
money every time that happens, right?
Crotchety.
Oh, yeah, no.
Sure.
Well, that's like those people. They're like, "Oh, this photo was leaked on the internet." It's like, yeah, you leaked it.
But like $50,000 just showed up in your bank account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, no.
Yeah.
So the interviewing is going good. You've got a new job.
I've got multiple job offers on my
So what's this job that you're
plate right
thinking
now.
about? Oh, was that the airline?
The one, like, there's one job that I'm definitely going to
Please get the
accept.
job at the airline because I need some like cheap tickets.
Okay.
Where are you planning on going?
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth for a second. Okay. So,
Aaron just went black on us.
I didn't go black. I don't go black. I just
She went
get
south.
weird.
Hey, at least you have a better black
She went
than I do.
Mississippi.
I don't want to have a black scent though. I think that's
A black
dumb.
scent?
No,
That's awesome.
no, it's not a black. It's a black voice where you can.
Yeah,
Why
black
is that a
scent.
black voice? Why can't it just be a funny voice that I do?
It's not
Why
a
does it
funny
have to be labeled, Steve? Damn it!
Because
Why are you so racist?
Because I am.
But
First
Okay.
off, I'm not racist.
Anyways, let's talk about these interviews.
I hate
Don't say that.
everyone-
Everyone says that.
No, I
Stop
hate
that.
everybody to an extreme.
That's fantastic.
it's not even equally. He just hates everyone.
Yeah.
Times crucifixion
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
to the third power.
And the great
It's
words
pretty
of,
intense.
And the great words of Jesus Christ. Go fuck yourself. You know?
Yeah.
I remember that.
He said that after
I
he
think that
was
was in
stabbed.
Corinthians.
That was in Revelations when everything.
Yeah, when he was on the cross and
Literally.
someone stabbed him, he was like, "Hey, fuck you."
So
Totally.
That hurt.
I have a few job offers on the table, and there's one that I'm planning on taking, but email today from my awkward video interview.
I wish I could see those.
I know. I kind of.
Record like we watched.
Damn, that'd be so great.
I tried to find
no,
it.
I found the other day my old Real World.
You
No,
just for the
audition tape.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, we need to see
Did you
that.
ever submit it?
Oh my
Why are we
god.
just hearing about this now?
I know.
Seriously.
Can we post this on the
I
website?
don't
Can we
even
post
know
this on the
you.
website?
So bad.
I don't even know you. Like, there's like a poster of like Jean-Claude Van Damme, like in the background.
How old were you?
I had to have been 16 probably.
Okay.
She was ready for the real world.
I was so
I was 16 years old.
You had to be at least.
Oh, no,
18.
then I might have been 18.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah,
I think I was
thought
18.
Yeah, I think it was 18 or 21 because they need.
No, you're right.
to be able to
You're
drink.
allowed to be 18.
You can be 18. I
because
remember.
they like the
I was-
idea of testing somebody who's not legally able
Yeah.
to drink and all that noise.
Seeing what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
The science experiment.
Well, it was fucked up too because like I found
Was
it.
it like biodomes?
Biodome.
Dude, real world is sort of like
You can dance if you want to.
It is.
Leave your friends behind.
Yes.
And if your friends don't dance,
And if you don't dance, then you can dance on my mind.
Let's make a trip to
There is one.
Australia and Oracle.
Oh yeah, let's go to the Biodome
Yeah,
for sure.
let's do it.
I've
Have you
been,
guys ever been there?
I've been screaming
No,
that.
I've
I
never
went.
been. I want to go.
I went in 5th grade. That was a
Fuck
field
you in
trip.
your 5th
Because
grade.
it's not. It's way cooler now that you're
Because we
older.
went to like the rich fifth grade school.
I went to the same 5th grade school.
The
she did.
rich-
Yeah,
I
and
know.
when I was in 5th grade, we didn't have any money anymore.
Yeah, 'cause we spent it all.
Good
Bitch, please. Shit.
Aaron, stop
Family
being black.
wars.
I'm just being.
Why? Do you not like black?
No, it's
Aaron.
funny. I know she didn't white.
Can
but
we
it's
stop
funny
your
shit happened.
oppression, please? Jesus.
God, you're.
Okay, so your interview.
So, there's a few job offers on the table. There's one that I think I'm going to take, but I got an email today as a response to my awkward video interview.
Oh yeah.
You're not out of your real world story yet. We're getting back to that.
What real world story? I don't know.
Oh,
We all remember.
So it's something about like how they're going to be doing like group interview things now
Those
and
suck.
like whatever.
Okay, so there's a video interview and then a group.
Yeah,
interview?
I don't know. It's an airline, and it's a tiny airline.
They just want to see how you guys work together.
Maybe, I don't know. They want to make sure that like if
You guys find each other
that I know how to like
Yeah.
Social
put the tray
dynamic.
table in the right up position and
Dude, the last time I was in a group
You have to
interview,
know how to
I
hit
looked-
people's elbows when you push
Okay,
the
if
cart
you-
down the
Yeah.
aisle.
If you do,
I know how to spill coffee really well.
Yeah,
if you
spill it, it's
do
bad
do
for
the
you.
interview, ask about
At
the
least they're
whole
coffee.
shit that's going down now, where they're rerouting flights because people keep putting their chairs back because they want to like relax, and people are like, well, "Fuck this!" It's
Oh, I read about that. That chick
So
like
many
threw
people-
coffee
No.
on the person behind her.
Somebody died on Southwest Airlines because
And
they
they
were
left
having a heart attack, and the lady, the stewardess, didn't, because you have to shave So as a man, and in order to get the defibrillators on there like good and tight, there has to be no hair.
Yeah.
And this guy basically had like a wool rug.
Was he a bear?
For chest hair? He might have been, but
He was a bear.
the stewardess
An actual
refused to shave him, so he ended up dying.
Damn.
My question is if
Was it Yogi Bear?
This is true.
hold up.
Boo-boo, I'm
This
having
is
a
part of
heart
their job
attack.
description. Like, if someone's dying, I have to shave them.
Hold up though.
You don't get razors.
How would she be able to shave them? Is there like a secret shave kit hanging out in like the pilot's office?
There could
Right?
be.
Like,
I mean, they do
Probably
have.
in the emergency kit, there's razor blades
Scissors or
and things
something?
like that.
Well, they do have the.
but to shave a man's chest?
But I was about to say they do have the disposable razors thing in the bathroom. So
But that's
No, they
because the
don't.
planes that you traveled on are old.
Do they?
yeah, you haven't seen those?
I don't know. I mean,
I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you see someone dying in the streets, but
I
you do
just
nothing
think
about
it's
it. You're
really
held
funny
liable because
that
you did nothing.
lady
No, that's when you
refused to
pretend you're
shave
blind.
this guy's chest.
Chest hair.
She was grossed out.
Here's a question:
by
there
his
were like
chest hair.
hundreds of other people on that plane. Why didn't anyone else volunteer?
And there's
Right.
usually more than one
Right.
stewardess on
yeah,
the
there's
plane at a
multiple
time.
people. And there's
Yeah.
men on that plane.
Yeah,
who
no,
would
I-
not have had an issue.
Totally. I'm no.
I want to read
My concern was the fact that like then there's this dead body on the plane for the remainder of the flight.
Dude, weekends at Bernie.
Right?
haunted flight.
I would just set him up on the plane and be all like, "Oh, I'm alive."
I would put him up
Sunglasses
with
on
the
him.
pilots. Be like, hey.
But I heard about the man who invented his little contraption so people couldn't put their seat back. I do think, because there have been times when me being small, and there's a point where like somebody starts leaning their seat back, and it's good, and then all of a sudden the back of their chair is in my fucking lap. That's too much.
You know, that's where you like.
But see,
you
that shouldn't
lean
be able to
forward and you just start
happen.
giving him like a head massage and be like, hey.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I've done it before
Oh, so you've
on
seen
flights
my-
where I've
you've seen my
kicked
work.
the chair in front of me when they started leaning back too far, and they took it as a sign of, oh, okay, sorry.
Well, it only goes so far, and
No, some of them.
can go like all the way.
Yeah.
I've never been to first class. I don't know.
Well, not even first class, just some of the
I've
Depends
doors.
on-
never
it
been to
depends
first
on what
class and forgot
airline.
you guys are peons.
It depends on what airline. If
Yeah, it
you're
depends
in
on the
first class,
plane.
there's no one behind you. You get to lay all the way down.
But
yeah,
so
you can even
wouldn't
whip
know
it
that.
out and no one cares.
my biggest,
Masturbate
First
right
class,
then
yeah.
and there.
my biggest,
People applaud you.
They can't see you. They don't even know what they're applauding for. They just hear, oh, and they're like, yeah.
They're like,
fuck
yeah.
Do you get your own like personal curtain?
Can I get a mimosa for this?
No, there's just like so much space.
Yeah.
Wow,
I've never
crazy.
experienced.
It's like the champagne room at a strip club.
But
my
there's
God.
no sex in there.
There's no
Where-
strippers unless you bring them and buy their ticket.
But there's no sex in the
if you want to
champagne
pay
room.
extra.
That's why there's the bathroom.
Well, I mean, you've heard of the Mile High Club, obviously.
Yeah, but when he's like, it's like the champagne room, I'm like, well, I can't have sex
I
in there.
masturbated in a plane bathroom before.
I believe it.
Natalie has a bunch of
Get it,
stories.
girl.
I run the real world.
Yeah, let's continue.
I'm
We're
not on
talking
the
enough
real
about
world,
planes.
obviously.
Wait, I would like to play Never Have I Ever with you.
Oh, you guys should do that one
Can we
episode.
do that right now?
Not right
would
now
get
because we
I
don't
need
have that
another
many beers.
beer.
Oh, damn it. You're right.
The last time that I was in a group interview, I ended up shushing the person next to me because he's like in the middle of like answering the person's question, but he won't stop clicking his pen while he's talking. He was so nervous.
Oh, my.
He's just like, yeah, and click, 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 yeah, and he's just like clicking, and I finally like looked over, calmly put my hand on his hand that was holding the pen, and just looked at him and went, no, don't do it. Because everyone saw it. It was awkward. Group interviews. Really?
Yeah. But plane
I hate
etiquette,
group
though, because
interviews.
that was kind of a big deal for me when I heard about the story of like, so apparently this man invented a contraption that you put, it's
like
so
a knee
like
guard?
they can't, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a knee guard.
And he put it on the seat back in front of him, and the woman that tried to recline her chair got pissed to the point that they had to both get kicked off the plane.
I heard she stood up.
Didn't
and
he
threw
get
water.
arrested or something?
Didn't she stand up and like throw
Oh, wait,
water or like juice at him or something? She like turned
It got-
around and threw
it
something.
got
Oh my
outraged.
god! Like what?
But it's like, you're fucking adults. You're adults.
This is the problem.
This is
though.
how you behave.
Mad at humans.
People are entitled to stuff now, remember?
But like, y'all couldn't have a conversation.
No, that was a joke.
But like my thing is y'all couldn't have a conversation and just decide like, oh hey honey, yes you can recline your seat this much before it's uncomfortable for me. Is that a compromise? Okay, cool. Let me buy you a fucking vodka.
So there's this thing called words.
People
is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm talking about communication.
We have words
and being
sometimes
noises.
And I'm also talking about a thing called compromise.
No, there's no.
Wait,
where
I don't even know that
where
word.
like she can lean her seat back a bit, he can still have leg room, not like all or nothing, you know? Kind of like.
See, what happened is.
Well, no, you don't need to fuck me tonight, but maybe you can.
Well, I like
go down
I like
on
the
me.
word compromise.
Wait, this all happened.
It's like come,
No.
promise,
Calm,
come, promise.
promise.
So you're gonna come,
Baby, I will love you. I come.
Meaning
Promise.
there's gonna be good for both of us out of this situation.
Yep. I like that.
Anyway, moving along.
Well, this
but
is,
I
no,
love that.
But yeah, no.
I agree.
The problem is
Thank you.
now the children who feel that they're entitled to shit where they're not entitled to shit. Now the parents and everybody else feel like, well, fuck these kids. If they're entitled to shit, if they get free trophies for losing, I should be entitled to shit. So fuck this person. I want to put my seat all the way back. Fuck him and his contraption. I'm going to throw a drink in his
here's
face.
what I think should happen. Everyone should put their chair back. Done. Nothing wrong.
But what if I don't want to put my
Well, just
chair
remember,
back?
there's also that very
I
back
know.
row that can't lean back.
But I actually like sitting back there.
See, I prefer the back as well because like you can see everything in front of you.
And you're
There's some sense of control.
Well, it's kind of
you're
like getting
usually
that
the
parking
first to
spot.
exit too.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's like on a bus. It's supposed to be the back row
Oh,
first.
so they never do that on the Indian plane that I've been on.
Well, fuck that flight.
Well, stop getting on. You know.
It's about time I
Stop
get
getting on
put into a
terrorist air,
position
okay?
where I am delegating that shit, and I can be like, "Oh no, I don't care if you're in a wheelchair and you need assistance. This sweet lady in the very back row, who I have no association with at all,
And she's like,
she gets to leave the plane first."
My name is not Aaron.
Well, I think that, there's two exits for a reason. Can't we just use both?
dude, just do what I do when the plane lands.
There's
I
an
just
exit
bust,
in the back, and
I
there's
just
an exit
bust
in the
open
front.
emergency
Let's all
exit and
just
just
get
fly
out.
out.
Okay, don't you guys watch the news? No one uses the emergency exits anymore. The planes just crash.
True.
This plane is definitely crashing. Cue the modest mouse.
That's why I always wear a parachute with me.
Did you guys see the thing? It was either in China or Japan, but some Asian dude had like a heart attack or like fainted on the subway. And no one, there's a video of this online. They have such weird like perceptions of.
I thought you were going to say eyes.
Well, no.
Sorry.
But okay.
Now is being
now.
Oh, really?
I just saw what you were thinking and I called it out. I'm sorry.
Really?
You suck at this game because that's not what I was thinking. They have
Sure. Relationship with death.
Why
it's
do
not
you
like
make
that.
fun of eyes?
It's just with
Why?
strangers. Like,
Yeah.
they don't talk to each other. They don't say thank you or excuse me. Like, basically, they sit on this metal tube going underground or whatever, and they have no interaction whatsoever. It's super, super strange. This guy passes out the moment that the doors open. You can see the videos in the terminal. People rushed out like someone had been like someone was on there with like a machete. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
like they turn into a zombie and
like
we're
a
all
zombie
gonna get-
movie. People were flooding out of this like thing, like running, and everyone's like, "What's going on?" And it's just this like lone old man on the floor of the fucking.
I have
subway,
a question
like,
about
passed out.
that though, because me and my habit of seeing headlines and then forgetting to read about them. The headline that I saw about that was that it was a foreigner. It was so it was somebody from their country.
Yeah,
I don't like his family. Fuck
If you
him.
saw the video, everyone on that train was Asian.
Okay, because like
including the guy that passed out. He was a little overweight, but I mean, he was.
It happens.
He was not like
No, because they know if they touch a fat man, they become fat. That's in their culture.
Well, it became like a mob mentality where it's like one person went,
Stefano.
"Oh my god, I don't know what to do in this situation.
him.
I'm gonna run."
This is
And then like
we can share it.
50 or 60 other people just go running out of the subway. Like, I mean like not just calmly getting off the subway. They were running. You could see people getting run over once they got off the subway. onto the.
He
the
gonna come
terminal.
back a zombie. No.
Well, I guess
It
if
wouldn't mind
you
them.
are a female and you are tired of street harassment, moving to Asia is the best route to go.
Actually, no.
No,
Mm-mm.
never mind.
Because
Just
of the
kidding.
subway thing, because of the subway thing, the fact that no one ever talks to each other. Asian women on the subways in Japan and both China, they get molested and attacked on
Oh,
subways
Jesus.
more than what you hear about here in America.
Okay, scratch that.
Yeah.
I need to travel
I
to
agree with
China
you.
and ride the subway.
Yep.
More.
I
Actually,
figured
no, so
out
what I would
Natalie's
suggest
next
is-
vacation.
Yeah, but
Go there,
Where?
have a goddamn knife on you,
Yeah.
Oh no.
or have like a knife stuck up there, so when they go to touch you or try to do something,
No, you're missing.
Oh my God! Have you guys heard of this movie called Teeth?
Yes.
Ah!
But that's the problem.
Yeah.
But you totally
Sure.
miss it.
You missed the point.
Natalie-
Natalie wants to go
Natalie's
there
gonna
because
go
she
there.
wants to be molested.
Natalie's gonna go there, and then when they try to have sex with her, she's gonna be all like, "Is it in there yet?
Yeah.
Is it there yet?" Like
I've been in here for 20
she's
minutes.
like, "This is." They weren't kidding. Asian people are small, right? Huh?
There's gonna be 5 of them at a time.
Yeah, 5 of them are gonna be like, "What China hottest?
What the
hell?"
That's why I want the subway, because there's more of them.
She's gonna get
What the hell,
more
wow.
than it's not
Quantity.
just gonna be double penetration. It's gonna be like octuple tin bowl.
you're just gonna emasculate.
Yes.
Yeah,
Every
basically
exactly
every
that
single one of them.
number.
All the Asian rapists are going to be walking out and be like, I feel so embarrassed. She said we're not in yet. There were 5 of us in there.
Yeah.
We had her surrounded.
It's
I can't.
Double penetration, triple penetration.
Yeah.
I even brought.
Octuple,
Yeah,
It's basically gonna be.
it was like octagon.
Ears,
Yeah, it's gonna be like
everything.
a kung fu.
between her toes.
as many
Challenge.
places as they
And
can
elbows.
be. As many places as
She
there could be a
probably-
penis.
She demeaned us big time after we
Every
walked away.
pore.
After we put our heads in shame, she was all like,
Upper
"Wu-Tang
nose.
Clan ain't nothing to fuck with," and we're like, "Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
I can totally see you saying that, getting off the subway like.
Oh yeah.
You're a bitch.
I'm like,
You're a bitch."
you need to. We need bigger chopsticks instead of like we need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. I don't know
well
why I
done.
keep saying
I don't know why
that.
she called you pork fried rice. That was mean.
Okay.
What can I say? Natalie's a man eater.
She
Can I just
is.
say I do love Asians?
do love
like
men.
sorry for.
No,
Yeah,
I
we don't
understand.
apologize on here, do we?
No.
Fuck that
Okay,
noise.
first.
But I mean, you
Comedy
can, but we
show.
know you don't mean it, so it's all right.
Okay, I'll put it this way: if everyone laughs at all that, then you're fine. I always judge my jokes by that. If you say something, someone goes, "Ha ha!" Oh, that's wrong. But I'm like, you laugh
But
first.
you laugh.
And
That's the
you know
problem.
what? If they're not laughing, well, you're tuning in every week, and
Get
I
out!
appreciate. No.
We
If
love
you're
you.
not laughing, but you're tuning in every week, I appreciate it.
And I
Maybe
hope
you
to
just
see you on a subway.
love the sound of our
Get
sultry,
out somewhere with Natalie. She's
solid
mean.
voices, and maybe you've seen some photos of us where you just think we're really, really awesome. And even
Don't
if
be
you don't
afraid.
think of us
Wait,
as funny, maybe
Did
you
your
just.
iCloud get hacked too? Did all your naked pictures get put on?
Oh God, yes, yeah, they did.
I'm so glad
When it comes to
happened.
when it comes to that, they're like,
Did you
what
see
I
any of it?
Yes.
Really?
Which sucks because Eric wants to bring it up on the
Because
show.
I heard that it was like shut down so fast.
Oh, it's on Reddit.
Oh no, it's the pictures are everywhere.
yeah.
But I will say this: the problem is Eric wants to talk about it this week, and this is the show.
Oh,
okay.
that's what I was going to talk about.
No, this is the thing. Everybody who I know we don't get.
Do you realize the Russians are slowly coming to our country?
Doesn't
Where
matter
this
with
is
that.
happening.
I will recommend
Just kidding.
this. Everybody needs to listen to the live show of Socially Awkward this week because Eric's wife is going to be on,
Oh, fuck
Yes.
and
I don't know who she is.
This is the thing. He's an atheist, and she is super religious.
Oh,
Oh my God!
and
this is awesome.
I am so gonna fuck with him. So
Are you
much.
going to get
Oh,
him
yeah.
in trouble as well?
Oh yeah.
Is he going to get couched?
I hope so.
Let's talk
That's my
about the
Damn it, Steve.
the cloud leak though.
Oh. Yeah.
The cloud leak.
Again, one thing.
week.
Another-
I think I'm gonna say that when it rains. Yeah, I'm like the cloud's leaking.
Yeah, it's something you never want to hear in the
It rained
bedroom.
about.
Yeah,
Oh, my
that's
God.
true.
Oh my
My
God.
boss is like, you know what the cloud is, right? It's the internet. And I was like, that's so not right.
No, no, no.
I can't
No, you
tell
turn-
you
That's
that.
almost there.
No, you
You're
turn around and
almost
turn
there.
around and go, no, it's Skynet. And you walk away.
Turn around every now and then I get a.
Little bit closer. I don't know if that's right, but
Yeah, that's
That was
right.
awesome.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so a bunch of famous people. You guys have all been hearing
High
about
five.
this. A bunch of famous people got their phones hacked into. We all do it. All of us females, we like to take pictures of ourselves naked because damn, we are hot and we like to remind ourselves.
No,
of it.
I don't have any naked pictures of myself.
Everyone else
I have
does.
Polaroids, but no actual saved.
Okay, so
I know better.
So
You know better. Okay.
I know better.
Well, so
okay, so
apparently
2 out of 3.
these celebrities don't know better, apparently.
I don't know.
I'm an artist.
I
Let me
don't
just
even
say
know.
this.
I'm an artist. Okay.
This was the week for blaming victims. So all the articles that have been coming out, and it's actually really funny because the moment that Jennifer Lawrence is part of, quote, a scandal, everyone comes to her defense. So first, oh yeah, she's like America's sweetheart right now.
But her mouth.
It doesn't
So
matter.
weird.
People
Sorry,
freaking love
all
her
right,
because
not important.
first it was the whole
It's like Keira Knightley's
hey,
mouth. It's just weird. It's like her teeth are too big for her smile.
That's not
Women
the
are
point.
so weird.
Okay, sorry.
That's not the point, but I mean,
sorry,
yeah.
I
Don't care. Do you really think I'm looking at her mouth
But-
in those pictures?
Of course you
I
are.
really do think that there's a correlation between this thing happening and the fact that everyone's coming to the defense of the victims because of Jennifer Lawrence. So if one, she's an outspoken person for like, hey, I'm bipolar, and that's still okay, and everyone needs to look at it.
She said that.
She's admitted
she's the
it.
one that brought it up. I mean, she
Yeah, she
brought
brought it to the
I
forefront.
have a question. What are her pictures?
Okay, now.
Wait.
Like, is she crying naked? Like, are they?
No,
I'll
she
be
is
honest.
doing some-
I was respectful, and I didn't feel like
She is
seeing her
doing-
naked.
No. I'm just gonna say she is doing some fucking great shots naked. I'll just say that.
What? So
has the
is she
fantastic
butt
body.
ass naked or what?
Okay, she is butt ass naked, and there are her hands.
Is she alone?
Oh yeah. Well, someone's obviously taking
Well,
pictures.
she has a boyfriend.
Oh,
But yeah, she is doing some very,
She has a
very naughty stuff.
or a
That's the
maid.
thing.
Any hoozle. So what Sarah was bringing up
So
is
whatever
that
it is.
in the past it's been like, because
Bipolar being not.
I'm not
sitting
even talking about Jennifer Lawrence specifically. I'm talking about the fact that like
with these
when
scandals.
the story first came out, everyone's calling it a scandal.
Yeah.
The other individuals involved, Kate Upton was one of them, and then there were some people I've never
Someone
heard of.
remind me who Kate Upton is.
Isn't she the?
No.
Oh, I thought she was.
Wait,
the,
but I mean, like,
Google it,
what she
go.
played in.
Oh,
I'm waiting for everyone to figure it out.
I
Wait,
thought
wait.
she was the
Before-
princess of. I thought she's the one that just had the.
No,
nope,
no.
she is not the royal.
Nope.
Nope.
Kate Upton.
Damn.
I'm gonna say
I would not want to see a blown out. I mean, never mind.
I am going to throw this out. Kate
It would have been
Upton
so much more. I mean,
is a
big
British
deal.
actress.
If someone
She's
in
still
the
British
royal,
though. She's still British.
She was close.
if someone in the royal family had naked pics leaked, this
Well,
would have
because
been insanely
what-
like way bigger
what
of a deal.
Kate Upton
Oh, damn.
and Jennifer Lawrence both
Is that
said
really?
about the photos was like this is private property
Well, that's
and
the
like
point.
blah blah blah. Where the other actresses or
This is
singers,
basically a sexual
wait a minute.
assault. It's
Wait
like
a minute.
tongue.
What is this?
Right.
Wait, is
She's
she the tennis
basically fucking naked.
the difference is
Is it a
that's-
bathing suit?
this was
Come on.
this was the thing.
She's getting paid for this.
That's-
But, however,
that's the
she's
thing.
not getting paid
for what was on her
photos
private
being
phone
leaked.
that somebody broke into and stole. It'd be essentially
this is basically a
if
peeping
somebody
Tom.
broke into your house and stole all the Polaroids you of yourself naked and then posted them on the internet
that's
for
in the
free.
time capsule. They're not
And that's
finding
the thing.
that.
It's
But yeah, no, I get it.
This
I get
goes
it.
under the category of like basically it's sexual assault of some sort.
Oh, sorry.
It's against the law. And
Right.
so in the past, we've seen, this is what Aaron was saying earlier, is like in the past, we have seen, oh no, a naked photo gets leaked from someone's phone that got hacked. And the victim has to apologize
Yeah.
to the public.
Like,
for
there was
doing something
one-
private in their own fucking bedroom.
There was one of like
no,
a
that's-
Disney star and she was like,
the one that was like a Justin Bieber girlfriend.
yeah, and it was like, oh, she realizes what a horrible mistake she made, blah, blah, blah. The funny thing is that when I was researching this story, I found more information about should I be worried about my stuff on the cloud.
No.
And I was like, this is for me, it's the same shit when I think about when people start talking about NSA and blah, blah, blah. If somebody wants to hack my cloud, they might find some interesting photos in there.
Dead bodies.
Dead bodies, dick pics of dead bodies.
Hell yeah.
Dead dicks
that's
are
really
on
gross.
my cloud.
Aaron.
First off, when she said dead
Well,
dicks,
she paints,
it's
she
just
paints
pictures
faces
of
on
Richard
them,
Nixon.
so it's not that gross.
And
What I
and
started-
whatever, like, but
What
continue.
I started seeing online though is like the way that it's like 50-50 where like half the people are showing up going like these people are victims. This was a violation of their privacy. This is just what it is. And then the other half are like, well, you're an idiot. Why did you put, naked pictures of yourself on your own personal cell phone? Which then that just started like a whole wave of comments like, well, why did you put money in your bank account? You're just asking for it to get stolen.
Yeah, you got hacked too, motherfucker.
Why did you buy a car? If
We
it
all
got
have
stolen,
boobs, we all have
that's
titties.
your fucking problem.
We all have
Like,
vaginas. Like,
Yeah.
who fucking cares?
That's what
Why
I'm saying.
did you buy a- like,
I
why
get
did
it.
you do these
People, if they're in relationships or they're hooking up with people and stuff like that, people will be like, oh, send me, people will surprise their significant other with maybe a nudie pic or something like that, and that's on their phone and their thing. And then, of course, if you're a celebrity, people are going to try to hack into your shit because they want to get all the dirt and all the stuff. Okay, this is the thing I always say too, is, again, yes, I feel that the celebrity right there is the victim. They shouldn't have to come out and apologize. They shouldn't have to be all like this, because that's the same reason I feel with the comedians. Well, if you go to a comedy show and a comedian says something and you get offended by it, fuck you.
You
okay?
agreed
You went
to
to
see
a
that.
goddamn comedy show, and then when you tell them you need to apologize, when they come out and apologize, it's fucking fake. Okay, do I agree with everything
No,
comedians
the
say?
publicists just say you need to do this.
Yeah.
You need to go on this talk show. Say I'm sorry.
It's like
It's just a PR mess. Let's fix it up, and then in 3 weeks, no one will remember this ever happened, and then they're done.
So the thing is like, I understand it sucks you got hacked, but also you are a celebrity, so you are going to be more prone to these things happening to you.
Word.
It sucks because, nobody's going to hack my cloud account.
Here's how I feel about it. Is
NSA is not looking at what I'm doing on the internet.
Well, it all
my
depends.
friend was complaining because she was walking down the street and she was at her desk. I'm getting confused.
She was skipping at her desk.
She was walking at her desk, and no, she was at her desk, and a lot, and she was being noticed because she's got some good. She's got some.
She got some titties.
Twins. She got twin towers. Oh, that
mean,
that might be bad.
Anniversary's coming up, and somebody wants to blow those
Now the
up.
NSA is going to be listening into it.
Yeah,
no,
because
no,
we
no.
just mentioned because
We've already
But
said
I mean,
terrorists
she was
and-
complaining that she was being noticed for her beauty, and I'm like, girl, this shit ain't gonna last. Give it 10 years, no one's gonna even blink at you walking by. No one's gonna turn their head, and that's a huge thing
wait,
for
wait.
women.
Much.
It's
that
a slippery slope right there.
Okay.
Because
going to work and being pretty isn't like a job that needs to be applauded. She's just there to work.
Right, but
sorry,
however,
stop doing that.
she is being pretty. She does her makeup, she does her hair, she wears certain things.
the thing is if she's uncomfortable by the way that men are reacting to it, she's allowed to be uncomfortable by it.
I agree.
Because I actually had a conversation with a woman at my work today who, she's crazy.
But 20 years from now, she's going to be complaining because no one's looking at her anymore. Or she's going to be doing what she can to try to save what.
It's one of those
You know what I mean?
things.
You know what I
She
mean?
needs to be harassed or
No,
addressed with people's eyes.
It wasn't like a harassment type of
Like,
situation.
if she's
but-
comfortable with the flattery she's being given, good. But if she ever at a moment that she is uncomfortable by it, that's a different story. And that's where it's a slippery thing.
Well,
'Cause
I feel
there's
like
sometimes-
she uses that to brag about.
Okay, you keep saying slippery thing.
Yeah,
You
it's
say
fucking
slippery
slippery.
Okay, the person that you're speaking
It's
about
a-
specifically, do you
Slippery
think that
slope.
she's doing that reverse psychology thing where oh my God, this is so bad, but I'm really so pretty, blah, blah, blah. She's doing it for attention.
Oh yeah.
Is that
Okay.
That's one story. Aaron and I are talking about something completely different where we're talking about the cat calls, the harassment, the unwanted attention for doing absolutely nothing other than walking and living and breathing.
To be honest, like I get what you guys are saying. I totally do. But what happens is I continue walking. I do kind of feel like it's a compliment. I understand like it can be a form of harassment, but I don't let it bother me to that point. I continue walking. I'm like, thank you. And I continue walking and I'm gone.
Well, and that's
completely gone.
The thing is, you shouldn't even have to put up that.
No, the thing is it's not even a front for certain individuals because especially when I worked in downtown Seattle and I was literally working a fucking street corner every day.
Being like, oh, you might want to clarify that.
Okay, so I used to work at the Pike Place Market, this public market in Seattle, and I was literally working outside on a street corner all day long.
Selling flowers.
And I appreciate the cat calls. Is that
but no, it's if you appreciate it, that's fine. But it's just like there were days that it didn't bother me, and then there were days that I was like, if one more fucking person that I don't know that's a drunk fucking crackhead tells me how sexy I look and asks me to come home with them, baby, I'm gonna fucking stab somebody's goddamn eyes out.
Oh no!
And
so I move on. Like I don't even acknowledge.
No,
okay, I don't give them the time.
Outside in Tempe and have some multiple assholes just be like walking by me like, smile for me, honey. Why don't you smile? You're so pretty. You should be smiling. Like I don't want to fucking smile. I'm here.
So there's different levels of it.
Say what you want.
Like I walk up to other people and tell them to smile.
Don't care.
This is the one question I do have to ask. I've never once done that to anybody. I've never once screamed out anything.
Sometimes
like that.
it's.
But I just want to know.
I get it. You're a good guy. Jeez.
No. What I'm getting at is has it ever worked?
No.
Has there ever been? No, I'm not even asking just you three women. I just meant in the history of women where a woman's just on a street corner, a guy just walks by and be like, "Baby, you're hot. You want to come over with me?" She's like, "Fuck it, let's go."
There have been days where it's been nice to hear
what some people say. Like it's interesting. Like some guy the other day was like, "So, I'm new here." I'm like, "Oh, cool."
And you were just all like, blah, 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 blah.
And then basically like I gotta go because we're gonna get married. So,
oh shit!
So I gotta break out.
So it does work.
And it's one of those things where like most of the time it really doesn't faze me, but I remember specifically when I was living in Seattle and I was dealing with it. I was dealing with getting harassed by strangers on the street. More than I was even like dealing with like customers at my job.
But that's what happens when you're a beautiful lady, and it's okay.
And the thing, hold on,
that's right.
What it is that it's
fat women need living too.
I agree.
There is the idea of that, but then I think about how earlier this season of podcast I brought up how there was a school in Michigan that was a middle school that was not allowing the girls who attended the school to wear leggings because the way that the boys responded to it. Mm-hmm. And instead of reprimanding the boys for being rude and acting out, they just went the easy way and told the girls they couldn't dress that way.
See, and that's the thing. It's this perspective that guys can't control themselves. So they allow guys to think that they can't control themselves. They are telling guys, you don't have to control yourselves. We'll do everything that we can to try and keep your hormones down. Like, no, you're a you can control your goddamn hormones.
Yeah.
You can control how you react to your personal feelings towards my visual.
I mean, I'll be honest, I do the same thing. Like if I see a hot guy walk by, I'm looking.
Well, and it's great that like when you're like getting that attention on the street that like you're not affected by it the way that other individuals are.
Good for you.
And that's awesome because like it's sad, but there's a lot of people who are really, really bothered by it. And unfortunately because
that's
totally of the way that like it's escalated in a sense,
it's just you rarely ever hear about a guy on the subway going, I was on a packed subway and some chick
molested me,
came up behind me and started rubbing some hard thing up and down my ass crack.
Well, because a guy wouldn't complain about that.
I would.
Some of them would. Okay, what if it was guy on guy? and one of them was not gay.
It's just this thing where, like, right now I feel like there's a lot more coming out about rape culture and about how, like, women are starting to speak up about, it's not about the way how I'm dressed. It shouldn't matter what I'm wearing. It matters that this man shouldn't behave this way.
I don't think that, like, these instances have increased over time. I just think that this is the period of time people are actually speaking out. People are actually saying what needs to be said.
There's a girl who is, I think she's at Columbia, actually, and
now she's just asking.
At Columbia University?
She was raped in her own dorm room her, like, sophomore year of college, and she was actually anally raped. And she brought it up to the university, like, council and everything, and, like, they didn't understand how somebody could be anally raped, so she had to actually, like, draw a diagram.
Oh my God.
And
serious?
Yeah, and they decided there wasn't enough evidence, so nothing happened.
Right, so the student that apparently did this to her is still on campus.
Yeah, is still on campus, and so now she's in...
it's only a matter of time before he gets...
Well, so now...
There's been multiple accusations
but how many people have to...
Okay, so now she's in her, like, senior year, and her thesis is about rape culture. Because at the time that this happened and she was in front of the university judge and everything, she even said it. She was like, I was so naive that I thought everything would work out because I was telling the truth. Well, years later, she still sees the person who assaulted her on campus. So her thesis is called The Mattress Project, Colin, Carry That Weight. She's physically bringing the mattress she was raped on around campus with her.
She's carrying it everywhere. They've got pictures of it.
Good. Yeah,
I'm
totally down
with
with
that. And that's the thing, like, individuals who have been catcalled and aren't bothered by it, and it hasn't escalated into a more serious situation. But the problem is the way that, like, and this is why
I'll tell you one thing. They're probably, the people, or the guys that are raping... probably not the ones that are, like, catcalling or as you're walking by.
Some of them are.
Well, no, that's the problem.
It's your Ted Bundys that are quiet.
No.
And resolved.
Because if you look at some people, I'm not trying to...
You know you have, like, a gateway drug?
There's no gateway to rape.
No, but there's
no gateway rape.
It starts with those little intrusions on females.
Yes.
It starts with those little things, and then it gets bigger, and bigger.
Yes. Now, there are the people who are very calm, very quiet, and they're like, they would not think anything of it. But then there are the people that are just out and vulgar.
Don't get me wrong.
Natalie. Well, I was going to say, because in that guy's head, him calling out to the women, and if she even shows a little response, he goes, okay, she wants it. In their head, they don't feel like they're raping the person half the time. Half the time, they think like, oh, she's asking for it. She wants it so bad and stuff like that.
She made eye contact.
She may put up a struggle, but that's just because of my
I want to hear what Natalie...
I do not tolerate rape. Like, literally, I want to start a Kickstarter now. Send me to that Colombian school. I'll fucking kill that guy.
But, Natalie, I want to hear what you...
No one's going to fund you murder.
What did you say?
No, I mean, I'm not talking so much about... It's kind of...
Rape culture is not just rape.
Right. Yeah.
It's the whole thing.
It can be, but it also needs to kind of... So there's certain ethnicities that's involved. Like, there, unfortunately, with, like, construction worker, the most, like...
That's a stereotype. Like, oh, all the construction workers are cat.
No. I honestly think I'm going back. Workers might just be bored.
I'm going back to, like, a certain, like, ethnicity. So... Obviously, the men and women relationship in certain countries are different.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, I mean...
We're not going to start talking about Africa because that's a whole other monster, right?
Oh, God, no.
We're not going to go there.
We're not going there.
No.
I'm just saying, like, for the most part, like, Latinos are very...
They're vocal about their appreciation for the
woman,
because too, like, it's also very like, I mean, in most.
Do I think they're gonna rape me because they whistled at me?
But the Italians are like, that's a cultural thing.
Right,
So,
right.
I mean, no offense. I think the higher percentage is actually white males, like, and roofies and things
And
like
that's,
that.
I think that's what
I don't
Natalie
know.
was trying to get at, though, is like, because of, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but like in certain cultures, it is allowed to compliment a woman on being beautiful. But with the catcalling thing, like there's a line where
Now, like,
does get to the point where it's not just somebody being
no, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like,
it becomes
someone grabs me, they're going down.
Yeah.
I have mace.
I will-
Like, I am going to attack them. But I
there
feel
was
like
there was
an
a
appreciation for women.
There was a thing online
Yeah.
where there was a congresswoman.
I understand.
There was a
what you're
congresswoman that was
saying.
interviewed. She never named names, but there was a congresswoman that was stating that the men in Congress with her, she would not get on. Like, there are certain people that she would not get on elevators with because of the harassment that she, like the sexual.
Oh, I
harassment
believe it.
that she was.
Oh yeah, I totally.
This is
yeah.
a woman in like her 40s or 50s.
Yeah.
But she's one of the few women in Congress.
Yeah.
But there's not that many.
Uh-huh.
She's in this huge room with a bunch of pompous
Parks and
males.
Recreation, actually.
Yeah.
Did an episode on
Yep.
that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
But-
saw that one actually.
But I mean,
Nice.
and that's the thing. Like, you can't.
Team Nope. Go
it's-
Leslie.
The thing is, though, is like I get the cultural.
Leslie for president,
I'm
2015.
I'm all
but
about Ron Swanson.
America has a
Well, me
culture,
too.
and you've got women
He'd be
in
vice
DC.
president.
America kind of does.
Well,
he
but-
doesn't wanna
but,
do
like,
any
you
of the
have, you
work.
have women
I don't
in
wanna do any
DC
work.
that are being harassed by men in DC wearing
Oh, yeah,
fucking
'cause they're not
business
used
suits.
to women.
Women in business suits, men in business suits. It's still there. It doesn't matter. It is on every single. It's in every single social class.
Mhm.
It's in every single demographic.
Oh, yeah,
it's in every
definitely.
single culture. There is a line that gets
Yes.
drawn. Like, there is a line that gets crossed. That's
There
just
is a
not-
big gray area.
I mean, as long
and that's why I kept saying it's a slippery slope, because there are times when it's just like, if a strange guy is like, that's a beautiful dress, you look lovely today, I'm gonna be like, yes, why thank you. But if, say, a guy like a block up is like, oh baby, I want to impregnate you, and oh honey, just come here, let me see that ass one more time,
Your
and
tits look great.
yeah, like there's a,
See, that's yes.
See, that's when I just keep on walking.
See,
when I keep on
but-
walking too,
that's
but
what
like
I'm saying. Look,
one
I mean,
individual.
I get it.
is-
Like, there's some dumbass people in the
Yeah.
world.
No, I
get
know that.
but
and-
now,
and you
if
can't-
one of those fellows then, as you keep walking, starts chasing you and then pushes you up against a wall and forces
when-
himself
that's
on you.
when the mace comes out.
Yeah,
But
But
yeah.
I'm saying, like, you never touch a random. I would never go up to just a random stranger woman and be like, "Oh, these are nice titties."
but
you know?
there's a lot of men out there that do.
That's
Well,
what I'm
and
saying.
there's
but
that whole that
And there
that
should
whole
be
concept
more.
of
You know what?
she was asking for it. Her clothes were
Bullshit.
not asking for it.
Bullshit.
You know what?
Oh no, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what is
Yeah,
that?
no,
You know what?
What?
Well, I mean, to be honest,
We need to, that idea you had, we need to start being cat callers.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's start harassing the men out there. The next time you see a hot ass
I don't think they're
construction
gonna
worker,
mind.
It's not so
start
bad.
grabbing, smack his ass.
but we need to like look ugly. We can't be cute.
We should actually do a video of it. Let's
Yeah.
like get some crazy ass makeup
Well,
on, dress
I
like
will
grandmas
say
or
this,
something.
I
No, but they
haven't-
have like this rape nail polish.
They're coming.
Oh,
they're
no,
developing it.
Date rape.
It's a date rape nail polish. It was actually created by 3 or 4 college guys, which I think is great, because I think this rape culture thing for
Interesting.
the younger generation,
Is a big deal.
they're actually, everyone's sort of getting
Because
on
they
board.
want to get as shit faced as they want and not have to worry about the fact that they might have raped their best friend's sister the night
Yeah.
before.
The only issue that I have,
Accidentally, because they were so drunk.
the only issue that I have
saying.
though,
what are you
is
trying
that
to say?
the only
See, if this never
the only
happened to
issue
me.
that I have though is that until we actually change the culture so that it's not, oh, she was asking for it, oh, she wore that dress, oh, well, she wasn't wearing her nail polish.
Yeah.
I don't want it to get taken, because you know that there's that line that's going to get crossed again, where someone's
Okay.
going to say, oh, it was her fault, she didn't buy that nail polish.
I-
It was her fault, she didn't dip each and every
Yeah.
single one of her fingers in each and every
Oh,
single
see,
one of
I
her
thought it was
drinks.
like a defense mechanism.
No, it's a nail
No,
polish
it's-
that goes on your,
It's a chemical reaction
you dip your
that,
finger in your beverage.
and if it changes,
Oh,
it
you
means
can tell
that
it's been
there's
roofie.
roofie in there.
Okay.
Yeah, which is a great idea.
brilliant.
I think it's
It's
a
absolutely
great
But
idea.
you know what? I should also live in a world where I don't have to stick my fingers in my drink.
That's true too. No, that's what I'm saying.
That's the point. That's the whole
I get that.
point.
Well, this is the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, you could even be.
But it's prevention.
But I will
get
say
it.
this: you
But
could.
if I stick my finger in my drink and I
there's-
realize
there's
I've been
some
rubied, it just means I'm getting myself a cab home and I'm gonna have
2 more of those.
two more drinks.
Well, I will say
and
this:
I'm gonna enjoy the Technicolor Dreamboat that's
as much as
exploding in the
women,
ceiling.
I will say this: as much as women are saying that the date rape drug, actually, my best friend Patrick was
I wouldn't be
was
surprised.
roofied.
He's a
So
pretty
is
man.
my friend Frank.
No, he was in.
They both got beautiful eyelashes. That's why
Yeah, they were asking for it.
they were asking
No, he
for
was
it.
in. He was in Thailand.
He was dressed.
Oh, that's a whole other thing,
Yeah, that's
dude.
a whole other thing.
That's a whole
But
other
he
country.
I
was-
will say this about Thailand. I love them for the fact that they are so open about, like male, female, transgender, whatever. They
Yeah.
are so open and willing to love absolutely anyone for absolutely any reason. It doesn't matter.
And they make great food.
Yeah.
No,
Dude,
my
and-
friend
okay.
got the shit kicked out of him. in
Thai
Thailand.
women?
Yeah.
Well, he probably deserved it. He
Thai
probably
women
was
and
asking
Thai
for
men.
it.
Yeah.
The same one that was roofied, or
No.
Have you seen like the trans Thai
Nope.
men / they are beautiful.
I bet.
These men look like women. They're gorgeous. They're prettier than the actual women. It's amazing. But that's a
Right.
whole different monster.
But as
Speaking
I'm
of
saying,
monster,
like
I have one.
whether or not you
It's
like, I
completely
yes,
monster
again,
in your
I don't
pants.
feel that women should have to check their drinks to be roofie. I don't. But even look, I was even if you're in a relationship and you're about to get it on, and she says, "I'm not feeling it tonight," that still means no. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you've been dating this person for a
Truth.
couple of weeks. Or
Just
whatever.
remember, I mean, it wasn't until the last 20 or 30 years that married women had rights within their marriage to claim rape. There was a very, very long time where if women were married to the
Well, I'm
man,
just saying,
and
if
there's
a
like
woman
those
said-
freak
okay.
sex.
that's heavy shit.
But I'm just saying, but I'm still just saying, if a woman to ever with me, everything is going well, you're making out, you're doing your thing, and she says no, I'm done.
So, ladies out there, we have this guy named Steve on our podcast.
Like, I'm not
here. He's
gonna
single,
force her to do anything.
And if you marry
wonderful,
him,
he's well mannered.
if you marry him,
He's got
you
the
get to
respect of
inherit
blue
me
eyes.
as a sister-in-law.
Aaron
and
would be an amazing
if
person.
anything else,
You know this isn't gonna work.
Contact us on
they're not going to
Facebook.
hear it
Yeah.
because we're all
we
talking
probably
over each other.
Have more men.
But anywho,
He's on Facebook.
we had some laughs tonight, and then we got into some nitty gritty shit. We're looking to rape you with some laughs next week. Yeah. I will not ask for your consent to get your laughter.
Oh, I like that. I will not ask for your consent to get your laughter.
I'll do whatever it takes. Anyways,
Metaphorically pregnant.
rape is no joke, but laughter is
A joke.
a
That's
joke.
medicine.
So we love you guys. Thanks as always for tuning in, and
I now want that on a shirt.
we'll
Don't rape, make jokes.
Yes.
we'll be super funny sauce all the time. As
Reminds me of
always.
CeeLo
I will have to
Green.
say this.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other.
I know, we probably shouldn't get that. Never mind. Sorry,
Oh,
CeeLo.
wait, we
No,
never
put it-
talked
put
about
it-
Francis, the tiny dinosaur.
yeah, well, we got
Next
year,
we
we
got
will
the
discuss
exterior.
it.
Put
Francis.
it, guys, this is how you hook them. We're gonna put a pin in those 2 items, and we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, tune in next week.
Pin it up.
Pins.
Good boys and girls.
Was there a closing song?
Take a fallen tree, bury it in leaves, sit around and watch it grow. Picture me, parroting leaves.
This has been another fine production of the 4i Radio Network. For more great shows, check out www.4iradio.com.